What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Prodigal Goat Gaming. Today we're getting straight into it by rebuilding the Los Angeles Lakers here in my NBA on 2K26, and we're getting right into it. Today our goal is to try and find a dynamic duo for the Luka Doncic, number 77 at the Los Angeles Lakers. It's going to be a good one. We've got the big three: Luka, LeBron, Austin Reaves, and then we're adding on Rui Hachimura, Deandre Ayton, a recent addition of Marcus Smart, and bringing in all of these guys. As you see here, we're working with a tough team, but will it be enough to get a finals win? So stick around, see if we can get that finals dub with the Lakers this season in this Western Conference. We're gonna go ahead and give up Deandre Ayton and throw in DeMarcus Smart here, because honestly, Deandre Ayton doesn't have the level of effort, at least he's seen on past teams. Hopefully he proves the Lakers wrong. Jalen Smith, Lonzo Ball, Peyton Pritchard, Jalen Wells, Luke Kennard. We're looking at the sixth man of the year in Peyton Pritchard. Jalen Wells would be these two would be a nice addition to the team. We get some backup small forward depth alongside Dalton Kennett. We could go for Walker Kessler and get a really good center. Is he a lob threat? That's the question. Let's look at his attributes here. Playmaking is a D+, which makes sense as a big, but inside scoring is good. He's at 7 feet tall. Definitely could be a lob threat. That's what we're looking for Luka Doncic. As you can see from his Mavericks run, he did a great job with Derek Lively and D-Gaff, both as decent lob threats. So we're looking to find him somebody that's gonna fill that role. Walker Kessler might be the guy, or we might change this trade up a little bit to save my guy Smart, and hopefully we can get a similar trade. So Gabe Vincent seems a little bit higher value apparently. Brandon Clark at 6'8" is not going to be the lob threat we're looking for. Khalil Ware at 7 foot, he could be the guy. We have to throw in Maxi Kleber as well, but we get that same trade in Walker Kessler and save a little bit of trade power for later on. I'm thinking that Khalil Ware could be that stick this season. He's a young guy. He could go with Luka Doncic for a while. The question is he going to be able to... Yes, he does have Aerial Wizard. I think that will be perfect. Terry Rozier is not going to get minutes, hopefully, once we rebuild this squad. I really like the addition of Khalil there instead of Deandre Ayton. And we had to give up some depth for that, but I think he's going to progress nicely alongside Luka Doncic. I would really like to get a bigger power forward than my guy Rui Hachimura. Also, I mean, LeBron James might go, for real. He might go, because the Lakers are probably going to end up trading him, or he's going to leave, which is unfortunate. Love LeBron, but that's probably what's going to happen. The only trade is Jamal Murray and Cam. That could be good, but I don't think that's the best scenario. What if we threw in Rui Hachimura, or really, honestly, Austin Reaves, our two big stars? Nobody is looking for this trade apparently, so we're gonna keep him because he wants to leave and he has the no trade clause, and he is not waiving it at all. He's letting us give him up and see what we can do with him. I would really like a bigger power forward, so maybe we can find a decent bigger power forward at 6'10". Bobby Portis Jr., same or slightly less, but the bench right there is not going to be good. Lonzo Ball, Santi Aldama at 7 foot. Can shoot a little bit, and we get Ty Jerome here. He could be the piece we're looking for. O'Connell at the power forward spot and picking up Kobe Buffkin could actually work really well. Is he going to be enough of a stretch power forward? That's the question. What's his 3-point looking like? A C+. But that's a very good trade. We might look back at that. Walker Kessler again, Cam Thomas, Obi Toppin, and TJ. This could be good. We could get a defensive playmaker. Well, he's really more of an offensive and decent defense. He's kind of a 3-and-D power forward, which could be what we want to do. And we get TJ. That's definitely on the table. Offer 11. Toby is old as heck. He's kind of unk status at this point. I like the first round pick. Dylan Brooks for lock. He's defensive playmaker, and we could get Mark Williams to come off the bench instead of Jackson Hayes. Dort as a defensive playmaker as well. Naz Reid. Naz Reid could play the power forward spot, be a stretch power forward. Johnny Juzang is, however, the butt end of that trade. We don't want Johnny Juzang, but we want Naz Reid. And I really like Naz Reid right there. I guess we're going to do it. That's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to make sacrifices. He's only slightly bigger, but he's going to be much better as far as the playmaking aspect and the post defense. They changed the quick editing on us, so that's going to aggravate me this entire video. I really wish they kept it as options on your controller. But you win some, you lose some. Let's get out of here. It always confuses me. I really like adding Khalil Ware and Naz Reid. I think Austin Reaves could go. I like Austin Reaves, but if we can find a better playmaker at the shooting guard spot, that would be great. Here's who we're going to give up, hopefully for some more bench depth, like Lonzo Ball. Also a 3-and-D playmaker. Ty Jerome. He just came from the Cavs. He could be beneficial. However, by doing this, we are going to have to find a good backup center. TJ from the Pacers, Luke Cornett, AJ Mitchell, Dante DiVincenzo. I'd rather have Lonzo in that scenario just because of the more defensive presence. And it looks like we're going to go Lonzo. We get Lonzo, we get that backup point guard. Really, he could play backup shooting guard, which might be what happens because he's going to take up more minutes that way, and we can put Terry Rozier. We'd rather have him coming off the bench for Austin Reaves than, you know what, Austin Reaves has got to go, especially after adding my guy Lonzo there. He's going to go. I really wish we could trade Rozier or Juzang, but we're going to give up Thiero, Quentin Grimes, Bobby Portis, Kobe White, Peyton Pritchard, Bradley Beal, and John Collins. That's a tough offer to beat. Dyson Daniels at age 22, and we get Kobe Buffkin to come off the bench. Walker Kessler, Malik Monk, Anthony Black, some good names. However, not good enough. Amen Thompson. Now that's what I'm talking about. However, we're going to lose Dalton Knecht in this trade. However, we're going to get a crazy defensive playmaker who's going to progress really nicely along Luka. 20 is going to be the trade. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. But I think that's completely worth it. I feel like Rozier could play the small forward spot now that, oh no, he's only 6'1". Johnny Juzang is going to have to fill that spot. We floated this team a bit in the process. However, that rotation is looking nice. We pick up Amen Thompson, defensive menace out there on the NBA court, along with LeBron James, Naz Reid, and Khalil Ware is going to look super nice. We may want to trade LeBron for depth. In all honesty, we trade LeBron for some depth. It could completely work. Tyler Hero and Norman Powell. We would need a small forward to fill that position, and preferably a bench center or even a starting center, depending on what we get. I mean, Cameron Johnson could definitely play the small forward, and we could get a really good starting guard. Really, we could honestly put my guy Naz Reid on the bench, keep him at power forward, put Amen at the small forward spot, and then we would get Jamal Murray along with that. Would be great. Tyler Hero, Norman Powell, Domantas Sabonis, DeMar DeRozan. I mean, these are all good trades. But is it really worth the superstar? I would really like to put a superstar alongside Luka instead of depth. If we could have, I mean, I feel bad trading LeBron. I do. Let's go December 20th. We'll send through then, see how this team is shaking up. We have... Okay, are we done? So we have a few injuries to start the season, but we are ranked 4th in the conference. I don't know how, considering our win-loss rate is currently 8-6. So the Western Conference must be selling this season. I like this team because we really are a defensive menace. We have offensive playmakers like Luka, LeBron, and Naz Reid shooting, and Khalil Ware. I like Khalil Ware. We want to keep him. So far, the stats this season, let's find that out. Luka's got 28 a game, but he's got 8 assists, which is slightly more than last season. Got a little less rebounds with the presence of Khalil Ware. LeBron is doing good things, but not as good as last season. Either Amen is doing less, but more than... He's kind of just a floating up and down. He's getting more blocks per game and more steals, which is what we want him doing. Naz Reid is performing exceptional. I really like this squad. The question is we drop off Bojan Bogdanovic. Needs to go. Just give me some small forward depth. So we're looking for small forward depth or backup center. Scottie Pippen Jr. And then we would have to trade somebody else. Sarek, Malcolm Brogdon could definitely play the small forward. Darren Holmes is a young, promising guy. Would look great on this team. Jalen Clark could be good. Also a younger guy. Would he fit in this team? That's the question. And the Timberwolves have failed to really play their rookies in the last couple of seasons. So I think we got to hold and going. I hate to do it, but we need depth. I'm hoping we can get a good 2-for-1 trade. Get a couple of 75s instead of just trading up. TJ would be a trade up. Al Horford. Al Horford coming off the bench. He's old as heck at 39. Coming from the Pistons. Luke Cornett, Mark Williams, Jalen Williams. This trade, we would also get a power forward, which is needed. And we get Mark Williams, who's a 7-foot and could be a lob threat. And I think that's what we're gonna... Let's look at his badges. Where is his badges at? Does he have... He's got Area Wizard, but not great. we're looking at like adding Mark Williams and Royce O'Neal here. That's going to give us some extended depth. Now all we're missing is some guard depth at point, and that's because my man Rozier is not getting any minutes. Let's go on to December 21st, usually a good day to sim to. We beat the Jazz twice in a row, as we should. The Clippers have actually gathered together a pretty crazy team. They're old as heck, probably the oldest team in NBA history, but that's just, you know, the veteran leadership there is extremely good, just to say the least. They're old as heck, but they could go to the finals and win it all. Looks like Luka Doncic's out, which well, he might not be out. I think that's a Kyrie Irving wins NBA Cup MVP. We're ranked 6th. I feel like we have playoff potential. The question is what are we missing right now? Luka is going to be out. Our main playmaker is going to be LeBron. I mean, offensively, I think we could use some more playmakers and really just some more depth. If we could find literally any depth, that would be great. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Scottie Pippen Jr. would definitely be some more depth. We're looking at offer number 2. Nurkic, Drew Holiday, defensive playmaker, another defensive playmaker. However, 2 looks great right here. We add 2 needed spots. We can put one of these guys in the small forward. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope can play the small forward, and we can keep everyone else at their current spots. And that's going to look really nice as far as depth goes. That really evened it out. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, 3-and-D, decent defensive playmaker. Lonzo Ball, 3-and-D. The question is do we have a main playmaker coming off the bench? I feel like Scottie Pippen Jr. could fill in a little bit for that role, but not completely. I really like to add, we're winning without Luka Doncic on the court right now. If we hold our playoff spot, then we're set. This season, hold our playoff spot, and we have a major chance. I really like the depth we have with this team. A lot of 3-and-D players, a lot of defensive playmakers. The only problem is offensive playmakers right now. However, I think LeBron is taking up that role. Scottie Pippen Jr. is a more offensive playmaker, definitely, than defense. So that's... I mean, we're getting hit with injuries and have a great win column right now. 30-15 is a great place to be. We get hit with a Khalil Ware injury, and that's going to affect us. We win against the Knicks. I mean, we win against... barely lost to the Mavs. The Mavs are pretty stacked this year with D'Lo, Kyrie, Coop, AD, Derek, D-Gaff. I mean, it's a pretty stacked squad. They're going to be a team to beat for sure. Can we beat the Warriors? First of all, the trade deadline is coming up. Let's make sure our system proficiency is at its max. Pace and space. I feel like we're a more defensive team. So, no. At least not with our starting lineup. No, we're not. Balanced, grit and grind, pace and space. And we're going to keep it at pace and space. Scottie Pippen Jr. might need to go. Scottie Pippen Jr. doesn't seem to fit with the scheme. I feel like he's leading the bench though. I feel like once he gets in that bench role, he's gonna fit in really well. Lyles, we could really trade for a backup power forward depth here. let's see, backup power forward depth, just to kind of up. D. Schroed, no. Kyle Anderson could be that guy. Mitchell Robinson could be that guy. He's going to be defensive, and he's just going to be a paint playmaker. Luke Cornett could be that guy. Marvin Bagley. There's a lot of guys. Leonard Miller, I actually, for real, saw him. I played a rec game with him in my career the other day. Pretty cool situation there. He was honestly pretty trash. He must not be putting in the work on the game. All he did was dunk, and did not green any of his dunks. It was all whites. This is pretty funny. Should have clipped it, but I didn't necessarily play great that game. Anyways, we are releasing some theater gameplay with 7-1 backline inside-out dimer build that I have been working on and grinding out. So be sure to check that out and drop a like and a sub for more content like this and some 2K26 clips. Today, we are going to go with my guy, Mitchell Robinson. It's going to seem like we have a lot of centers, but I think we put Mark Williams in the power forward because he's a bit... who's going to be more of a stretch? That's the question. I feel like Mark Williams... one of these guys are going to go at power forward. I feel like Mark Williams is going to go at power forward. And so that's what we're looking at right now. And we really have a great squad here. Contagious, Caldwell, Capote coming off the bench. Really, we could change that up until Lucas, but I don't want to deal with all that until Lucas back. I don't feel like dealing with all that. This is a freaking squad. This is the trade date. You know, let's just get it. Let's just see what everybody's kind of giving out right now. Because Day, no. Terrence Mann, no. I'm looking at the third option, and that's kind of the trades right now. And that's what we're looking like. I'd love to get Azar on the team. Emmanuel quickly. Let's see. Trade, player finder. Emmanuel quickly. Can we not do trade? Okay. The Nets, absolute garbage. They somehow pick up Paul George. Interestingly enough, Emmanuel quickly is on the Raptors, right? Let's see. Nas Reed and Lonzo, don't really want to do that. Reed Shepard and Nas Reed, that's more attainable, but not quite. I don't really want to do any of those just for some backup point. But the only people I would really consider trading right now would be people that we can't really trade. I mean, Martin and Shepard could go for... who could we get rid of? Lonzo? But Lonzo's averaging what? He's got 10 a game, which is a lot more than last season, with 4 assists. I mean, we could pick up Quentin Grimes and Kelly Oubre. Mikal Bridges? I don't want to get too greedy here, but adding Mikal Bridges, a 15-point scorer off the bench, is pretty tough. I'm not going to get too greedy. We're just going to see what's up with Nas Reed. A starting power forward, Aaron Gordon. These are some good depth trades, but I don't think it's really worth it. OG at the power forward spot could work. I think we just keep the squad. I don't want to take any risks. Especially, here's the thing. We don't know how we're going to do I don't know how we're going to do once Luka comes back, but right now we're sitting really nice. I like the squad. I really like the depth we've brought to the table. Alright, so we've taken some losses. Oh, okay, well, LeBron James is out. Maybe he's back. Conference ranked 3rd. Here's the thing. I think we're title contenders. I think LeBron will stay, but we don't have time for that. This is one season challenge, so let me not get too far ahead of myself here. We're ranked 3rd, but that's with teams like the Nuggets, the Thunder. I mean, surprisingly enough, the Mavericks. I would suspect that the Thunder are back on the top of that list along with the Nuggets. But hey, things happen, things change. Look, if we're a 60-win team, we're close to a 60-win team this season. One thing I probably shouldn't have done was made that Mitchell Robinson trade. But, I mean, we really ended up pretty great. We win Executive of the Year, which is deserved. MVP goes to Jokic. Rookie of the Year, obviously, Blue Flag. So, to the Magic, Russell Westbrook ends up there. That's really interesting twist. They are going to be good, especially with Desmond Bane. Alright, so who are we going to be up against? The Phoenix Suns, led by D-Book and the recent Dylan Brooks. Apparently they made a trade with us at some point because they got Jared Vanderbilt. And yes, that would be the oh, Luka Doncic is out again. No wonder we were losing some games at the end of last season. No, that is not good. We're gonna have to edit some people here and make this a little bit more. He's gonna have to come in at the point. We're going to need Contagious Caldwell-Pope at the guard. And a couple of guys here to play the small forward. And that's going to even out nicely. Especially with LeBron James. And we can get Lonzo. I hate that he's not there to play make on the bench. Really, let's put him, Scottie Pippen Jr. He's been playing that all season. Let's get it. We take the first win. Let's get it here. First quarter is gonna go to the Suns by a good 8 points. Second quarter and third quarter, we start making a little bit of a comeback. Is it gonna be enough? No, down by 4. Just reorganize that again. I guess we let Lonzo lead the squad. Really, we have a deep roster, which is nice, and I really like where we're at as far as the roster goes. I wish Luka Doncic was here, and then it would be like the ultimate deep roster. I don't know if we can get a win without Luka though, because he's our main offensive playmaker, and right now LeBron's gonna have to pick it up if he wants that finals win he's been talking about. We get hit with more injuries. We're down to one center in Khalil Ware. Mark Williams is still getting power forward minutes. He's on injury. This is rough. We always tend to get hit by injuries right before the playoffs. And it's tough. It kind of sucks. I don't know what we're going to do, but this just kind of happens pretty consistently. Okay, Mark Williams is completely back. What we're going to do is put my man Mark here at the center spot. Because we need him leading over a young Khalil Ware. Naz Reid is cooked. My guy Huck Porty and Koloko are both going in the power forward. small forward minutes are a bit much, and who is at the small forward? Reed Shepherd. So let's edit that real quick. Could we get you Shepherd at the power forward? That's a really small power forward, so let's not. Let's put him back at. Let's put him at. Oof. Put him back at point. We can do. We'll put Cody Martin at the power forward. That's where he's going to have to go. And then, I mean, we do have a bit excess small forward minutes. Yes, that looks a lot better. Maybe, just maybe that'll be enough to get us to the conference finals. No, this Timberwolves team is cooking us with Ant, Jaden McDaniel, Julius Randle. They're still starting Mike Conley, which astounds me. But they kind of got some depth from us. They got to play Robert Dillingham and Jalen Clark. They've got and Terrence Shannon Jr. But alright, can we come back from a 3-0? I don't know, man. I don't know. We're gonna have to pick it up. What is LeBron averaging? He's averaging 31 in the playoffs. If only Luka would come back. Come back to us, Luka. He's not gonna do it. This absolutely freaking sucks. Okay. 1 game comeback, 2 game comeback, 3 game comeback, 4 game comeback. We come back from a 3-0. We're up against Dallas in the conference finals. I don't know. Is it attainable? Can we do it? Okay, center minutes. Somebody's back. Somebody's back. Okay, that's going to even things out a little bit. And then we need to put my guy, Cody, back in the small forward. Put who's injured in the guard spot besides Luka. Maybe we let Reed Shepherd split some minutes at the shooting guard. Yeah, that might work. Okay, we take the first game. Luka Doncic comes back. Let's freaking go. We're gonna have to change this up again. Obviously, we're gonna need to put. He's gonna come back at backup shooting guard. Caldwell Pope's gonna go back to the small forward. Caleb Martin's gonna stay at the small forward. Reed Shepherd's gonna stay at the shooting guard. Welcome back to the freaking squad, Luka. Thank you, just in time for us to pull out a finals win. And then we get hit with an injury by Amen. No. But luckily, with this much depth, this is going to be perfect. We're going to put Scottie Pippen Jr. in the shooting guard. Really, we're just going to put Caleb Martin, Cody Martin at the shooting guard. We're going to keep Scottie Pippen Jr. at the point. Of course, we get hit with yet another injury. It's just how it works now. It's just how it works. We're still down shooting guard minutes, and is Shepherd getting minutes? Yes, he is. Caleb Martin is not. Really, we change Caldwell Pope here. We get him a shooting guard spot. We change Reed Shepherd to small forward and Cody Martin to small forward. And that should even things out. Yes. And I like that a lot because then we have 3-and-D Caldwell Pope come off the bench and Reed Shepherd get those minutes as well. I'm interested to see what is Reed Shepherd doing this season. 7 a game, that's actually really good for a 20-year-old, practically a rookie. I really like the squad. I'm confident we win the... Oh my gosh. We win the conference finals up against the Cavs. The Cavs have been favorites for a while. They keep talking about them in the sense as far as the win. The Cavs take the first one. Let's make sure we're adjusting the rotation evenly. That's good. We tie it up. We go. Alright, we need our stars to pick it up. Let's go 3-2, and we're gonna go 4-2. Let's freaking go. The Los Angeles Lakers take and win the finals in the 2025 to 2026 season. Luka Doncic wins finals MVP with a deep roster that we have created. I really liked adding Khalil Ware as a young rookie lob threat. Our initial trade, we add Austin Reaves as kind of a stretch power forward, and we add some more lob threats on the bench for Luka Doncic and a lot of 3-and-D players. We were locked in this season. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. This is Prodigal Goat Gaming. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Out.